Greetings and salutations. Tammy here to review my favorite landmark Supreme Court cases. I did include some Warren Court cases. I dropped Easter eggs for you, but I just wanted to focus on what I liked the most, and then I sprinkled in some Warren Court cases for you. All right, good to go. All right, landmark Supreme Court cases regarding the Fifth and Sixth Amendments. These are protections for people accused of a crime. Miranda versus Arizona does include both the Fifth and Sixth Amendments. The impact on society. Police must read suspects the Miranda warning. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be blah, blah, blah. In re Galt is another landmark Supreme Court case. It also includes the Fifth and Sixth Amendments. States reform justice procedures for juveniles. When juveniles had previously been accused of a crime, some really bad stuff went down. Some really bad stuff. It's an interesting case. This kid got accused of a prank phone call, and he just literally had the book thrown at him. It was awful. You can look it up. Gideon versus Wainwright is about the Sixth Amendment. With this landmark Supreme Court case, poor defendants are offered the services of a public defender. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided to you. As you know, also included in the Miranda warning. Plessy versus Ferguson is about the 14th Amendment, which is equal protection of the law. With this particular case, segregation laws were strengthened in the South. The catchphrase separate but equal was a result of Plessy versus Ferguson. Brown versus Board of Education is also a landmark Supreme Court case about the 14th Amendment. Brown versus Board of Education reversed Plessy versus Ferguson. In this particular case was the first step toward ending racial segregation. All right, let's go over a couple of landmark Supreme Court cases regarding the First Amendment. Tinker versus Des Moines. Students were granted free speech rights while at school. This particular case was actually referenced at one of the protest rallies after the Stoneman Douglas school shooting. All right, Hazelwood versus Colmeyer is another Supreme Court case about the First Amendment. School officials can restrict student speech in some circumstances, particularly if it's not related to school business. Those are my favorite cases. I also could have gone over Marbury versus Madison, which declared judicial review of the courts. I could have gone over United States versus Nixon, which asserted that even people in office must follow the law, a confirmed rule of law. And Bush versus Gore, maintaining the integrity of elections, making sure that elections are free, fair, and competitive. Just thought I'd throw some other information out there for you. Okay. That's all, folks. Toodles.